Hello all. Today we will be looking at the poem How to Go to the Tao Temple written by K. Sachidanandan. The poem How to Go to the Tao Temple is the list of do's and don'ts that you must follow when you visit a Tao temple. The Tao temple is the place of worship in Taoism. It is of Chinese origin. This concept can be regarded both as a religion and also as a philosophy. The poem is directly addressed to D.R. Nagaraj. Let's read the poem. Don't lock the door. Go lightly like a leaf in the breeze along the dawn's valley. If you are too fair, cover yourself with ash. So the poem opens with the address to D.R. Nagaraj. Don't lock the door. Go lightly like a leaf in the breeze along the dawn's valley. To reach the Tao temple would mean to be one with the Tao, which is the creative principle of the universe, the channel, the path, or the doctrine. One reaches the Tao temple when one follows the basic tenets of Taoism. To journey to the Tao temple must be a natural action. There must not be an urge to protect anything, and one must submit oneself to nature. Don't lock the door. The poet asks the reader not to lock the door when one leaves for the temple. Go lightly like a leaf in the breeze along the dawn's valley. You must visit the temple in great silence. Your movement must be like that of a leaf carried by the breeze, like a leaf fallen down by the breeze during the dawn's time. One must be like nature to reach Tao and should go lightly like a leaf. If you are too fair, cover yourself with ash. Taoism believes in a disciplined life and rejects greed, lust, and pride. The poet therefore asks the fair-skinned to smear ash over their body. You don't need to be fair when you visit the Tao temple. If too clever, go half asleep. That which is fast, be slow, slow as stillness, be formless as water. Lay low, don't ever try to go upward. If too clever, go half asleep. If you are too clever, you must not go there to criticize the place. Go there in a half asleep state so that you must not respond to many of the things happening there. So the poet asks the clever to stop pretending to be wise. That which is fast, be slow, slow as stillness. Do not visit the place in a hurry. Be calm and quiet and visit the place with least possible pace. The poet denounces the fast-paced life as the rush leads to nothing. Hence the fast must slow down and the slow should come to a halt. Be formless as water. By mentioning the formlessness of water, the poet refers to the meaninglessness of all external decorations and titles and need to renounce all external and artificial draping that are so important to mankind. Be formless as water because you don't want to impress anyone there. Lie low. Don't ever try to go upward. Lie low means you need to be humble. Greed is deplored when the poet says, lie low, don't ever try to go upward. You need to be very humble when you visit the place. You don't need to show your status or esteem to impress anyone. Don't go round the deity. Nothingness has no directions, no front nor back. Don't call it by name. Its name has no name, no offerings. Empty pots are easier to carry than full ones. No prayers either. Desires have no place here. Don't go round the deity. You don't have to go around the God because He is present everywhere. Man need not be obsessed about idol worship and fight over the appearance of God. For in Taoism, the deity has no form. Nothingness has no directions, no front nor back. It is nothingness which has no directions, no front nor back. Don't call it by name. Its name has no name. the name we have attributed to God are useless. So the poet says that these names are insignificant. Its name has no name, no offerings. It does not have a name either, and it will not accept offerings. Empty pots are easier to carry than full ones. The place is such a sacred place that it's better to go there empty hands so that you can return with filled hands. No prayers either, desires have no place here. This is not a place for offerings or desires. The concept of prayer too must change. Prayers are often desires that are unfulfilled. Hence, the poet asks the reader not to pray as desires have no place in Taoism. Only rejection of one's wishes and desires are the prayers. So, this place doesn't take any offerings or desires. Speak silently. If speak, you must like the rock speaks to trees and leaves to flowers. Silence is the sweetest of voices, and nothingness has the fairest of colors. Let none see you coming and none going. Speak silently. If speak, you must like the rock speaks to trees and leaves to flowers. When you are at the temple, you must speak silently, like the rock speaks to trees and leaves to flowers. All these are unheard by others. Man should be one with nature. He should speak silently as the rock speaks to the trees. This also points at the relationship between all the entities in the world. Everything is connected to each other. The rock, trees, leaves, flowers, and humans all are connected. Silence is the sweetest of voices. Silence is the sweetest of all voices. And nothingness has the fairest of colors. Emptiness has the fairest of all colors. Let none see you coming and none going. You don't want to be a crowd puller, or you don't want to make a center of attraction there. So, none should see you coming and going. You should be very humble, calm and quiet when you visit Tao Temple. Cross the threshold shrunken like one crossing a river in winter. You have only a moment here, fleeting as melting snow. No pride, you are not even formed. Cross the threshold shrunken like one crossing a river in winter. Cross the threshold shrunken. Threshold means entrance. The poet compares your posture with the posture of a man who is crossing the river in winter. It will be too cold. Sticking to the Tao doctrine of moderation and renunciation of ego, the poet urges the reader to shrink oneself like a man crossing a river in winter. So, you must hold yourself in such a way to indicate your respect to that place. Like a man shrunken his body when he crosses a river in winter. You have only a moment here, fleeting as melting snow. You have very limited time to spend over here. Your life in this world is temporary. Your time in this space is very limited. No pride, you are not even formed. The poet says that you don't have to be pride because you are not even formed. It is only through such control, severity, and giving up of pride that one can become closer to Tao. No anger, not even dust is at your command. No sorrow, it doesn't alter anything. Renounce greatness, there is no other way to be great. Don't ever use your hands, they contemplate not love but violence. No anger, not even dust is at your command. Man's anger stems from his ignorance as he does not understand his insignificance. Man cannot control even the dust under his feet. By this, the poet points at man's arrogance that makes him believe that he can control the world, nature, the course of events, and other men. According to Taoism, one must not attempt to change or alter others or events, but only try to improve oneself. No sorrow, it doesn't alter anything. Sorrow should be avoided as it alters nothing. Your sorrow will not change anything. Renounce greatness, there is no other way to be great. Renounce means give up. Renunciation or giving up greatness is the only way to attain greatness. There is no other way to be great. The only way to attain greatness is giving up greatness. Don't ever use your hands. They contemplate not love but violence. Human beings are engaged more than in the act of violence than of love making. By urging people not to use hands, the author is hinting at the futility of human action. Let the fish lie in its water and the fruit on its bow. The soft one shall survive the heart like the tongue that survives teeth. Only the one who does nothing can do everything. Go, the unmade idol awaits you. Let the fish lie in its water and the fruit on its bow. It is better that the fish lie in water and fruit on the tree, meaning that man should not interfere with nature. Nature is not to be controlled by man. Let all the living organisms enjoy their habitat. None should be replaced out of their space of living. Let the fish lie in water and fruit in its bow. The soft one shall survive the heart like the tongue that survives teeth. The poet concludes with the words of wisdom that the soft shall survive the heart like the tongue that survives teeth. It means that the humble and the meek shall find Tao. Only humble, human, gentle, soft-hearted people can find Tao. Only the one who does nothing can do everything. When the poet says that only the one who does nothing can do everything, he is hinting at the wu-wei or non-action. Here the journey to the temple is the search for Tao. It becomes the search for peace and harmony with the universe, for spiritual growth and long and meaningful life. Go, the unmade idol awaits you. Unmade means unfinished. You can now go to the unfinished idol and meet the deity. It is our way of living, manner, thinking which gives God perfection. Only with your humbleness and simplicity you can experience the perfection of God. The poem is actually a list of do's and don'ts that you must follow when you visit Tao Temple. The poem is also a guide of how to live your life. The poem How to Go to the Tao Temple is originally written in Malayalam under the name Tao Kshetrathil Pogetadengane is written and translated by K. Sachidanandan. That's all about the poem How to Go to the Tao Temple written by K. Sachidanandan. Hope you understood the poem. Thank you for watching.